All right, let's go talk about, this might be another long video. I want to talk about my process for making money, the second method. What do I want to do? Nope, we're going to talk about nanite clusters. Let's look at my bases, and we're going to go here, Mold Ball Factory 1. So as you're out and about, Tim, exploring new planets, you want to keep your eyes peeled as you're scanning around for anything that says curious deposits. And I'll show you what that looks like. And there's a reason you want to do that. It is an excellent way to get nanites. And nanites is one of those currencies that you need to unlock a bunch of things. So you have units, nanites, quicksilver, tainted metal, and I think there's one more, but you want to find these, right? And if I use my scan tool, it's going to be the 3 stars, and it's going to say curious deposit. And you just stumble upon these from time to time. So you're out and about and you're just tra la 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 la, and you're scanning and you see the 3 stars that says curious deposit. Get there. Get there, because what you want to do is set up a base near 2 locations of those. And I'll tell you why. We're going to come up here. This is my main base, because I found one. I'm like, yep, this is home. It's a nice planet. Where are we? Let's take a look. Discoveries. I'm on this place. I didn't even change the name. Main planet, salvageable data, star bulbs, salt, paraffinium, copper. If we zoom out 1 level, we can see it's a tropical planet. That means it's not quite, it's paradise and tropical are kind of similar, I believe. So I just happened to be on it and was like, ah, cool, let's go check it out. And then I found curious deposits. So what you do is, we got our mining gun out. Let's swap to the mining beam. And what you're going to do is you're going to laser them. Now, once you hit them, they're going to start moving. So that's why I've got a boxed in. Find a patch, build a base, put down your base terminal, and then build a little wall around the area that you feel comfortable with. So I'm getting runaway mold, as you can see. And we're going to convert that into nanites. So we're just going to mine this. In the beginning, it's going to take a while. That's fine. Like I said, this game is so massive. Take your time. Enjoy it. So you take the runaway mold and you put it into a refiner of some kind. It does not have to be a medium or a large. It can be your backpack, your personal refiner. It could be the portable one. Doesn't matter. You put it in a refiner. So we're going to click on this button, go to our backpack, and look for runaway mold. It's probably at the bottom. Nope. I lied to your face. Wish there was a way to sort this. There it is. Runaway mold. We're going to click it and click it into here. So now it's going to make nanite clusters. So it doesn't, so your ratio is 5 runaway mold to 1 nanite cluster. It tells you that right here, 5-to-1. It's not the greatest, but when you're starting out and you want 1,500 nanite clusters and you don't want to spend 6 hours running around a planet collecting salvage data or looking at other places to find nanites, that's a big bonus. That is a big bonus right there. So find 1 location, and then what you're going to do, maybe even on the same planet, if you really like it, you can just pick a direction. You've got a compass at the top. This is south, so maybe just go south and just head that way for maybe, set a timer for 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever, If you don't find any, pick another direction. Go west. Find a second location, because if there's one curious deposit on the planet, there's most likely a second or 10,000 on that planet. It just depends on the randomness of it. So find one location, and then you're going to find another location that has curious deposits. And I have another one here on another system. I think I got 3 or 4 of them. So what you're going to do is you're going to warp. You're going to find another location and build a base with a warp at it. So you'll have 2 separate locations that have curious deposits. And I think this happens to be on the same planet. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to mine them. And what I typically do is just get them all. It's like, all right, everybody down to the pool. Bounce on my knees. It doesn't help. See, once they're all lined up like this, you can just go down the line. Now, your starting tool isn't going to do this fast. Trust me. Let's give this some juice. It's been a minute. I need to feed it some fuel. Let's give it some oxygen. Doesn't matter. That's going to power my battery so that I can leave. So I've come here and all I've done is collect my curious deposits. Now I'm going to go back to the original location where I was at right before I came here. And those curious deposits will be back. This is just, I don't know if it's a glitch in the game. It's been like this forever. They never fixed it. This is how it works. This is how everybody does it to get a ton of curious molds and nanites. So you just bounce back and forth between those 2 locations. You only need 2. So I try to find curious deposit locations that have a lot of balls, if I can say that, in each location so that I maximize my trips. So now you can see if I come up here, I've already got 10,000 and 17,000. So I've already got a lot of run just between those 2 locations. And then, you know, fill them up, come over here to a refiner, how to set up your process, your flow, however you want. There we go. Let's drop in another full 9,000. It's going to give me 2,000. So a full stack at 5-to-1 will give you about 2,000. There you go. So I highly recommend you do that. That is going to let you just have a ton of nanites. Look at that. Why do you want a bunch of nanites? Well, we saw earlier in a previous video when you're in a space station and you want to upgrade your multi-tool class, say from a C to a B, it costs 50,000 nanites just to upgrade that one multi-tools class. Starship, let's say you've got a ship that you want to go from an A to an S, it's going to cost thousands of nanites. So not really a big money maker per se, but a super handy way to get nanites at the very beginning of the game. Like I said, as you're just going around from planet to planet and you happen across some curious deposits, make sure you put a base next to one, find another location that has curious deposits, and starting out it might be 2 balls. Later on you're gonna find some that have like 30. I think I've got another, let's go check it out. I've got another location, yeah, 20 plus. I don't really use these much. I use the other one because there's so many. So that's a quick way, time consuming. You're bouncing back and forth, getting the things. I could make these videos so long. Come on, load up. So on this planet, I think I have another similar setup. It's not the most friendly of locations, but it does the job, but look at all those. Just a ton of curious deposits. They don't have to, it doesn't matter the color. You just want to say curious deposit, runaway mold. That's all you care about. Let's get them all down here in the pool. Come on, everybody. Like I said, it's fun to do. But see how I've built my wall? Because I'm on a hill, I don't want these running all over the place. I want to contain them so that when I come harvest, it's not a big problem. So you put down a base, build your walls. Sometimes you may need to adjust it. Oops. But we're going to get all these. And then I've got another location on this planet, I believe. That's very similar. Man. Dang, we got a bunch. So, and then I have these refiners just all over the place. There's none in there, but we can, if you hover over it, we should be able to X, add more, and it only gives you that. Go. Wrong input ratio. You're the wrong input ratio. What? Why do you say that? I need to spend a whole day getting familiar with this again. There we go. Anyway, that's how you make the infinite nanite clusters. And then I had this storage, which I converted to MREs, meals ready to eat, where I would just have a bunch of my runaway mold in here. Early game. I still do this from time to time, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, that is how, let's end the video there. It's only 10-12 minutes, and infinite nanite clusters.